folks, it's Switchback. The shock cord that's in your tent poles can get damaged, and if it gets stretched out and you're in the field, I have this video up here to show you how to repair that while you're out on a camping trip. But once you get home, it really should be properly repaired. Whether it's stretched out, it's frayed, whatever it is. You may want to purchase a repair kit like this one. You can also purchase the shock cord by itself. How much you need is going to depend on the poles themselves. So you may want to measure the poles ahead of time, and you may even need a couple of packs of the shock cord. I'll have a link to this kit and to extra shock cord down in the description below. If you're working on a bigger tent, 1/8 inch shock cord should do the trick, but for most backpacking tents, you're gonna need 3/32 width. I will show you what happens if you try to use shock cord that's too large. So these are the poles we're gonna work with today, but it was really hard to fish that 1/8 inch through here, and even the knot here, I've had to really tighten it down to get it to fit inside in order for this to work. But you can see right here, even after my field repair, this is still pretty loose. So we're gonna fix it today. In order to keep all of this chaos from happening right here, I'm gonna rubber band together the arms that we're not gonna use. I'm gonna be repairing two different arms of this set of poles. So I'm gonna rubber band one of them together so that I can do one of them start to finish. And you can see this is a lot less chaotic to deal with. Before we get started, I'm gonna go through a few things that we may wanna have on hand for this project. You're gonna want, obviously, your poles. I recommend having rubber bands, your shock cord. You're gonna want scissors and a lighter, potentially a repair kit with a guide wire, a clamp. This will come in later. I'm a nurse, so I have hemostats. Any kind of clamp should do the job, and a Sharpie. Again, we're just gonna work on one arm of this start to finish because I don't wanna get the pieces mixed up from separate arms. I wanna put it back together exactly as it is here. And some of these pieces are probably interchangeable. It's not really worth the risk to me to find out the hard way. As such, I am going to go ahead and number these. 1, 2, 3, and 4. You'll want to take a look at how the end is attached to the pole itself here. This particular one will unscrew. Some of them will pull out. Figure out what works for the one you have. There we go. And I'll let that go through. And this is, again, where having those numbered, very helpful. I'm gonna cut off this knot here. Make it a little easier to fish them through. So you can see how they would easily get mixed up here. Only one of these particular ones looks different, and that's the very end, but I like to keep them all facing the same direction, all that good stuff. Then, if you have joints like this, you have to look and see how those are put together. So with this particular one, I'm gonna have to pull these out, and then, see if I can get that to do that. And then I'll have to push this up. Come on, there we go. And pull here. So there is that. So this particular one just goes like that. And we'll save that. I'll just go ahead and pull this through here because there's a knot. You can use the old shock cord to measure the new piece with. So since I've already got this open, I'm just gonna go ahead and use it up. So I know that I at least have enough here. That's really what I'm going for, is just making sure that I at least have enough. because I can cut off the very end of it when we get to the end. It's not so much though that it's unmanageable to deal with. If you have a 30-foot piece, it might be a little harder to manage. One of the nice things with a kit like this is that you have a guide wire. So since this is longer than the pole, we'll be good to go. I would recommend starting at the far end of it, or whatever end you're gonna have the small sides of the poles on, because inside of here, it's more likely to get caught up trying to fish it through this way. Next, we're gonna fish this through here and then give it a little length and just do a simple square knot so that the end of it is facing toward the pole, not toward the tip, like so. So you can try just fishing it through and you may have no trouble just like this, especially if you have the right size of shot cord. But if you do have trouble, the guide wire in that kit comes in handy, and you can loop it in here. So you can try to pinch this onto here, pinch it on pretty good. So that it doesn't go through real easily. And then where'd it go? There it is. You can push that on through using the wire. And see, even with that, I'm getting some resistance. So, but there it is at the other end. So you can figure out what works for you for it to stay on. And so you can go through them all that way. So we're just gonna go ahead and screw this onto here. There's that. Another method is to take string and bobby pin. Use a piece of string a little longer than your pole. Go ahead and cut that. Tie that to your bobby pin. So there's your one end. You can tie the other end to your shock cord. So now we've got this. So now we're gonna look for piece number 2. That's 3, 4, okay. So piece number 2, making sure we go in the correct end, of course. And we're going to let that pull this on through here. And now we have the bobby pin coming the other way. Pull that on through. So now before I'm gonna put it in through here, I need to put tension on this because we want it to have tension on it in the end. And you're gonna wanna put more tension on it than it really needs, only because it's gonna loosen up once we tie all that together. This is where your clamp comes in. All right, so we've got that clamped now. And we can, all right, let me clamp it a little further. Oh my goodness, I'm a tangled mess. Okay, here we go. Let's do that so it doesn't keep fishing down there. So we can take this string off here now. So I'm gonna fish it through here. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and get it into here. And then I need to fish it back through. There we go. All right, there's that. Come on. There we are. So now it's on there securely. And I'm gonna go ahead and trim this now. Now that I know I have the right length, I'm gonna give it a little extra because I can always trim it down again. Just gonna burn the end. Keep fraying to a minimum. There. All right. So again, square knot. Tip going down toward the pole. And we're going to take off that clamp. There we go. So now we have a nice, good piece of shot cord in there with tension and all the fun things. There we are. If your tent repair goes beyond simply shot cord and it's time for a new tent, then I have this video here to help you figure out what to get. Thank you so much for watching. I'll look forward to seeing you next time. Bye. And there it is coming out the other side without